"You're blocking a public road." That's what she screamed at me, standing there on my driveway, clipboard in hand like she was summoning the spirit of every HOA president who ever wanted to boss someone around. This was the driveway my grandfather poured in '87, the land my family's kept alive 3 generations deep, and by the time Monday rolled around, I woke up to find a steel gate at the end of it, 8 feet tall, chained thicker than my arm, padlocked so tight I thought I'd stumbled into a prison movie. She'd locked me out of my own property. By noon, the violation letters were already tacked to my door, promising $250 a day in fines. That evening, I got calls from lawyers I'd never met, and a sheriff's deputy who looked way too uncomfortable to be delivering a neighborly warning. She went online, said I was endangering the whole neighborhood, spun the whole thing like I was the villain in some HOA horror story. But here's the thing. She left a trail, and people who forge signatures always forget something. Now, if you've ever spent a summer in Texas, you know June's got a way of baking everything, turning asphalt to bubble wrap and leaving dust hanging in the air like bad news. I was out there sweating through my shirt, watching a roller machine flatten gravel into the only road I've ever called home. It's the same stretch my dad and granddad used to drive, the path to the house, the pastures, the life they built with calloused hands. This road wasn't just some shortcut, it was our anchor. My dad, he passed a few months back, lung cancer that came on like a thief. He left me the farmhouse, 15 acres, and a dirt road so bad my vet truck would bottom out every trip. His will was clear as day. Don't let anyone take what's ours. At the time, I thought he meant the land. Took me a minute to realize he meant the road. And I mean, this road mattered, a lot more than people think. I haul medical gear all over the county. If a horse colics or a cow's in trouble, you don't have time to argue about access. So, I did things by the book. Pulled permits, hired a contractor, checked the county maps from '87. Road was 20 feet inside our boundary, plain as day. I kept every document in a folder, stashed in my truck, because my old man always said, organize like it'll end up in court. I was just finishing the last layer of gravel when I heard that Lexus roll up. She got out, Diane Stratton, the HOA president. Polished, hair done up, walking like she owned the county. She didn't even get dirt on her shoes. "Are you aware this road falls under our jurisdiction?" she says, all polite, but sharp enough to cut concrete. I handed her the permits, the deed, the survey. She barely glanced at them, snapped a few pictures, said it's probably just a misunderstanding, and left. It was the way she smiled that stuck with me, like she already knew how this story ended. I watched her taillights fade, noticed a new private community sign at the highway I hadn't seen before. Riverside Meadows popped up 3 years ago, rows of cookie-cutter houses where ranch grass used to grow. I never joined their HOA, didn't have to. My land's older than their board by 40 years. But clearly, someone disagreed. That night, paperwork wasn't enough to calm my nerves. Car I didn't recognize stopped by my gate, headlights lingering, then pulled away after 3 minutes. My dad's voice in my head, write it down, date it, always have a record. So I did. I knew I was going to need it. 3 days later, the violation letter showed up. White envelope, official letterhead, words like unauthorized construction and daily fines. Signed by Diane and her VP, some guy named Russell. I stood there, engine ticking, anger boiling. But you can't fix things with emotion, not when facts are on your side. I scanned every doc, took photos, even recorded a voice memo, time-stamped everything. Sent an email, short, polite, firm. Please provide legal proof of your authority. Here's my deed, survey, and permits. CC'd my lawyer. Waited. She called within the hour. Wanted to meet? Amicably. We sat across from each other in a coffee shop, my recorder on the table. Texas is a one-party consent state, and I wasn't taking chances. She slid over a stack of documents, said the developer transferred road maintenance rights in 2021. Show me my signature, I said. She couldn't. Instead, she handed me a faded copy, supposedly my dad's signature from 2022. But my dad's hands shook from Parkinson's, and this signature was smooth, perfect. I took a picture, thanked her, and left. I spent the night digging through my dad's files, tax forms, checks, anything with his real signature. The tremor was always there. The HOA's consent was too perfect. Forged. So, I went to the county records office, pulled every file from the past 5 years. Took me 2 hours to find the amendment. The HOA had tried to move the boundary line 15 feet, using a consent form with my dad's forged name. The public notice was sent to a fake address, 217 instead of 271, returned undeliverable, but the county marked it as notified. They knew exactly what they were doing. I called my attorney, Kelsey. She said one word: fraud. We filed complaints, attached every photo and signature sample, pushed for an emergency injunction. By the next day, the fight was in full swing. But Diane doubled down, locked the gate, claimed I was blocking emergency vehicles, posted online that I was a danger to the neighborhood. Neighbors turned cold. I lost clients. Trash piled up on my porch. But I didn't touch that gate, didn't cut the chain, didn't give them an excuse. Then, out of nowhere, Russell, the VP, texts me. Says he didn't sign anything either, thinks his name was forged too. We meet at a diner, both nervous, both recording. Turns out Diane's been doing this to more than just me. For victims, forged signatures, and a kickback from a developer who stood to make a fortune if the HOA claimed more land. He handed me a USB drive, emails, contracts, bank records. I'm done helping her, he said, voice shaking. My attorney said this was bigger than civil court. DA got involved, fast-tracked a forensic examiner. Sure enough, every forged signature was called out. No tremor, no hesitation, just fraud. Arrest warrants went out that week. I sat home, binder organized, cameras rolling, watching the deputies pull up to Diane's house at 7 a.m. She tried to talk her way out, but handcuffs don't care about fancy talk. Neighbors streamed the whole thing. By lunchtime, news was everywhere. HOA president arrested for fraud, forgery, conspiracy. County voided the boundary amendment. Sheriff's deputies cut down the gate. The road was mine again, just like it always should have been. I got restitution, enough to fix the fence, build a proper gate. Other victims came forward. Some neighbors apologized. One lady brought a pie. It didn't fix the lost business, but it meant something. A few weeks later, my road was smooth. The sign at the entrance just said Holland Family Farm, EST 1987. No threats, no legalese, just fact. I wrote thank you notes to the deputy who took me seriously, to the attorney who fought like hell, even to Russell for stepping up. The widow Diane tried to defraud called me to say thanks. She almost lost everything without even knowing she was under attack. If I'd given up, paid the fines, walked away, it wouldn't have just been my land. 3 more families would have lost theirs. Most people don't want to fight, but you have to draw a line somewhere, even if it means standing alone for a while. If you're in a battle like this, remember, document everything. Stay patient, and never let someone take what's yours without a fight. So here's my question for you. Would you stand up, even if it cost you friends, business, sleep? Or would you let them take the easy way out and hope it never happened to you? Drop a comment, tell me your story. What's justice mean to you? And if you've got your own battle scars from an HOA war, let's hear 'em. Maybe together, we'll make sure the next Diane thinks twice before trying this again.